It's really warm in here. Good morning everybody. I thought I would do a little quick video before I go to work today, as I've seen loads and loads of videos on YouTube giving people advice and little like top tips about university. I thought I would choose my top tips, the things that helped me through uni and wish I had known when I first started university, and give them to you, because I think they could help somebody out there as well. Oh, that's my alarm telling myself that I have half an hour before I have to leave for work. So here we go. Year 1. Top tip number 1. Don't stay in your room on the first night. So this is a huge thing. On your first night of uni, the first day you get there, do not stay in your room. The people that do, don't make any friends, because on the first night everybody gets drunk, everybody makes friends, and if you didn't go on that first night, make sure you go on the second night. That's all I can say, because the first night is when I made most of my friends. 2. Buddy up with someone for nights out. So this is a big thing. I would say make sure you get a buddy for your nights out. So like a wing woman or a wingman, you need somebody. How many nights out I had in London and didn't have my wing woman at the time, and I really needed one. Like when you get really drunk and you can't get home, or you're dancing in the club and some weird guy comes over, it's just like anywhere, you just need your wing woman. And I think the people that don't have that are the people that get into trouble, and the people that get involved in the wrong crowd on nights out and stuff happens to them and it all goes downhill. So just make sure you get a wing woman or a wingman from day one. And also then you feel like you have a mate that you can tell things that have happened to, and kind of take the journey of uni together. Number 3. Don't trust everybody you meet. So this is one thing that I wish somebody had told me. Just don't trust what everybody says, and just don't trust everybody you meet. And by this I mean, because you'll meet so many people that you think are so nice, and you'll be like, oh my god, they're lovely from this place, and oh my god, I've learned so much about their culture, funny, really nice, I want to be friends with them forever, lifelong friend, when they're not. Sometimes, well actually a lot of the time at uni, people I had met who I thought were amazing and like an angel for the first couple of months, I hated by the end. It's just the reality of it really. And I just think, don't trust everybody, because you'll start telling people things, or you'll be like, oh I really fancy him, and then the next day they'll be sleeping with him. 4. Don't believe all the stories people tell you. So many people will come into uni with this like made up false persona of where they've come from, what type of life they've had, and how much money they have. I mean, I heard stories in my first year that were just so unbelievable, but at the time, because you're so excited and you're meeting all these new people, you just believe them. Like I actually believed that somebody was a prince. And you'll get loads and loads of people coming over to you and telling you their name is something completely different to what it actually is. So you'll get people coming over and being like, hi, my name is Princess, I don't know, Princess Flanagan. Don't believe everything you hear at uni, and don't trust everybody when you first meet them, basically, to be a little bit negative. Tip 5 is a really important one. So 5, please attend every freshers event that is on. Even the ones you think will be shit and you don't think you'll enjoy, attend. Because a lot of the time, it's about the people you go with than the actual event itself. And also it's just another chance to meet people that you might click with. And I think this is one thing that a lot of people make the mistake of with freshers, is thinking they're either too cool or they can't be bothered to go. Just go. Even if you're not one of those party people, you'll meet people there that aren't like that as well and who have gone. And I think it just builds your friendship group out. And I attended every single one of my freshers events, and I can tell you now, it was the best decision ever, because then, like one of the events I went to, I just was dreading it. I didn't want to go. It sounded like a club I wasn't going to be into, and the music was something I'm not in. The music was music I don't like, but I had the best night, and I made like 20 new friends that I was friends with for all of 24 hours. But still, good night. Tip 6. No, 6. Okay, so I wish somebody had told me when I first started uni that you don't need to buy branded food and branded alcohol. When I first started uni, I'd come from a family that buys everything branded, basically. And everything I was buying to begin with was branded shit. So like branded cereal, branded beans, tomatoes, like branded everything. I wasted so much money within the first 6 months of university on branded food. And that money could have gone towards alcohol or better food on nights out or like adventures that and like days out. But I just kind of like wasted my money on branded food, and I wish somebody had told me to just go straight in and buy Sainsburys Basics, Sainsbury's Own, Tesco's Own, Asda's Own. I can't think of any other shops, but yeah, just buy the own branded, the own supermarket brands, because they're so much cheaper, and generally, most of the time, they're not that bad. Like, I still eat Sainsbury's basic beans, and you can get way more for your money if you buy basic food. Like, instead of coming out with £20 worth of food and you'll have like one little basket full, you'll come out with £20 worth of food with a trolley full. So just take that little bit of advice. I know it's hard at first if you are a branded person, but just take the leap, bite the bullet, and go buy that Sainsbury's basic beans. Tip 7. If you drink Malibu, do not buy the cheap Malibu from Sainsbury's. I swear to you, do not buy it. 1, it tastes like paint stripper or nail varnish remover. And 3, it absolutely messes you up. Honestly, this drink messes you up. I mean, I don't even mean like the good messes you up. I drank that cheap Malibu and I'd probably say half a bottle, because I was drinking quite a lot within freshers. I drank just under half a bottle and of this cheap Malibu, and usually like normal Malibu I'd be really drunk but having a laugh. I threw up a whole jacket potato with cottage cheese. It came out in chunks. It was disgusting, and I couldn't move the next day. I was so badly hungover. I had the headache from hell. Just a tip, do not buy the cheap Malibu from Sainsbury's. I'm in. Okay, so my camera is shit and it cut off again, so I'm sorry if the camera angle's changed or anything's changed at all. Tip 8, do not buy a travel card. This mostly applies to people that are going to be going to university in London. But basically, you're not going to be turning up every lecture, especially in first year of university, especially if you're going to be hungover and you're going to want to explore and go out partying and drinking, because you just don't need to attend every lecture. This is probably the worst thing to tell people that are going to university, but first year is for enjoying yourself and getting to know who you are and making friends and exploring a new city. So buying a travel card, I think, is the worst thing. I wasted so much money anyway buying one, because I would have like a week off uni because I was suffering with a severe hangover. And if I had just been paying for my travel as and when I need to, I would have just saved myself hundreds of pounds. So that's a good tip if you think that you're not going to be attending uni every day. Tip 9. Tip 9. Make as many friends as possible. So I say make as many friends as possible, as in life, most people would say to you, it's quality over quantity in terms of friends. I would say first year of uni, it's quantity over quality. That might sound so shallow, but it is so true. When you're having that really shit homesick day, when all you want to do is see your family and the people you're closest to are busy, you can call up that friend who you don't particularly like but is always free and go for a drink with them. Go and have a chat with them, chill in their room, listen to some music. It's just, when you have more friends in first year of uni, it just makes your life easier, especially as you're still in the transition of getting used to living on your own. I personally found it easier, especially because I live on campus. So I would say it's quantity over quality, especially if you live on campus. I am so sorry if that makes me sound so shallow, but that's just think of it as a funnel, and you're at the top of the funnel through first year, and you make your way down the funnel as you go through third year, and then you come out the funnel. And then you get to the bottom of the funnel as you leave university, and that's when you have your closest friends, and that's where the quality over quantity comes in. That's my tip anyway. Tip 10. Don't care too much about getting the best grades. So again, this is probably what people aren't going to agree with me, but I think first year is about going on adventures, exploring a new city, making new friends and having fun. It's the only year in your life that you really do not need to care about anything. Like, you can just go and have a laugh and just have the best year ever. That is exactly what I did. Not only that, I still don't know if this is true, so don't hold me to this, but I heard a lot that your first year doesn't count towards anything. And the grades don't really add up to much anyway, because the second and third year are really your entire grade. So all the first year projects you get don't really mean anything, and as long as you pass, they won't impact your grade. Like first year of uni, I got the lowest grades in everything, but I still came out with a 2.1, so I did okay. And I got a really shit mark in my dissertation as well, so you know, you'll be fine. Tip 11, stay close to your friends from home. This is one thing I wish I had done more of when I first started university. I think it's really important to make sure you stay in contact with your closest and best friends from home, because when you have that shit day again, when you're feeling homesick or something's happening at uni that you want to talk to somebody, you've met somebody that you really like but you don't really trust everybody at uni yet, you still have your best mates there. And also I think it would be a really sad thing to lose your best friends because you just were neglecting them, really, because you thought these new friends you had were so much better, when really I think a lot of the time at uni, you think the new friends you've made are amazing, and 6 months down the line, you're like, oh my god, they're a dick. So make sure you stay close to the friends from back home. Okay, last tip, tip 12. Choose who you're living with for second year of university fast. So this is something I wish somebody had told me before I started university. People choose that shit so quickly. Like, I remember like 6 months in, people were still talking about it. 6 months in, people were already talking about who they're going to live with next year. And I kept thinking, oh, it's too soon, don't care, like pass me another shot. But really, when it gets to the end of the year and everybody's already chosen who they live with and they're already looking for houses and you can't fit into that group anymore, it's a nightmare. So just a little tip, 6 months into university, just make sure you kind of started talking about it in the kitchen when you're having a drink. And then like 8 months in, maybe start organising who you're living with and who you're gonna, if it's you and another person or you and 4 other people, start trying to make those little cliques and who you're gonna live with. Like 3 months before you're even ready to move out of halls, make sure you have that in stone, set in stone, in concrete or whatever. Just make sure you know who you're living with by the end of before the end of university, because it'll come back and haunt you like it did me, and you have this mad panic where you don't know who to live with and you're worried that you're going to be living on your own, and it's just horrible. So just please make sure you find out who you're going to live with beforehand. Year 2 tips. Oh, that sounded disgusting. Tip 1, try and learn as much as you can. So year 2 is all about learning things. It's all about getting as much information as you possibly can within 1 year. And I wish somebody had told me when I started year 2 that this is what the year was about, because I kind of went into year 2 expecting it to be a little bit of a repeat from year 1, kind of went in there casually, didn't go in with any pens or notebooks, which you don't, was hungover probably on my first day. I don't really remember my first day. I wish somebody had told me that. So big tip is that year 2 is going to be probably the hardest year. It was my hardest year, and a lot of people say it was their hardest year because you're learning the most. You're learning the most information you've ever received in one go. Like every lecture you're like, oh, too much information. So yeah, year 2 is the learning year. So just go in there and get ready to study as much as you can and take in as much information as you can. Tip 2, what you put in, you take out. So this is so true. With uni, if you put in the hard work, you're going to get all that information out of it. So uni basically sets you tasks to do but doesn't teach you about them and makes you go and learn it yourself. Well, that was my experience at uni anyway. So they'll go, right, we're learning about gentrification. See, this is exactly what I mean. They set you a task anyway, and then they go and write an essay about it, and you have to teach yourself, and then you get marks on it. That is basically uni in a nutshell. So really, if you want that first or that 2.1, go home, learn about it, do the essay to the best you can, but just try and absorb as much knowledge as you can yourself rather than waiting for the lecturers to teach it you. Tip 3, focus on the close friends. So this is when I would say the quality over quantity of friends comes into action. I think this is when you should start really trying to figure out who you actually like, who you want to be close with, who you want to stay in contact with after uni, because I think year 2 is when a lot of things start changing and there's a lot of hurdles you have to come across. I'm not going to go into too much detail about my second year of uni, but I'm so glad that I had already whittled down my friends into a small quality group of friends rather than the massive quantity group of friends. As when you do have the hurdles you have to overcome or need advice or want to talk to someone, you have them there. Sorry, my phone. Hello? Sorry about that. My phone just is non-stop going off with Foxtons, people. Right, okay, so where were we? Tip 4. Start trying to figure out what you want to do. So by this, you should already have a like the area. So you'll either be studying media or, I don't know, accounting or law, or you'll have like the area. But I think year 2 you should really start thinking about what type of career you want if you don't know already. Because I don't know, I still don't know when I finish uni. I mean, I run my own business, but I'm still like, I like to do lots of different things. So I still don't have this set plan in my head. But I think second year of uni is where you should really start settling down and starting to try to figure out for yourself, what career do I want? I used to want to be a film editor, and then I kind of sat down, started researching the job and realised that I don't want to be sat in a room editing all day and not having the chance to talk to people, because what I enjoy most doing is talking to people. I would say that's an important tip. Start figuring out what you want to do. Tip 5. This is one I love and I really recommend everybody to do it. Explore, experience and take adventures. Year 2, I just think you should really start to experience the city you're in. Without alcohol, without going to all the places that people say you should visit or are the best tourist areas, but really start to like just go off and do things that you've never done before. Like I learned how to skateboard, and like I learned how to skateboard properly, and I walked around different areas of London that I've never heard of before. Sorry again. Walked around different areas of London I've never been before, and I loved it and it was amazing. And I'd really recommend everybody to just go out there and do things that you didn't do through first year or you've never heard of before, and just go out and explore the city you're in. Tips for third year of uni. Third year, nearly done. Tip number 1, knuckle down and get your work done. Get all these little projects out the way, finished, and you've completed uni. Most importantly, just listen to me. Go in, do your work, don't faff around, because the quicker you get it done, the quicker you can just chill out before you have to go into full-time work, and you can just live off your loan as well. Tip 2, choose a dissertation topic that you absolutely love. I mean, I'm sure everybody's heard this already, but just make sure you choose a dissertation topic that you are gonna love to learn about, love to research about, and love to write about. I chose street art, and it was the best decision I ever made because it's a passion of mine anyway. So I was learning about a passion, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing my dissertation, which is so bizarre to say because in college I was dreading it, and they were big enough to be this big thing. Through first and second year of uni, I was like, oh, I don't want to do my dissertation. Whereas actually probably one of the most fun projects I've done. Tip 3, do a final major project that you're going to be proud of. This is a big thing because a lot of people throughout the whole of uni only did what they think their tutors will be proud of. So I would say, and this is what I did and some of my friends did as well, is no matter what your tutor says, and your lecturers say, don't just do what you think they're gonna like, or if they say I don't like that idea, stick to your guns and do what you want to do, because in the end it's your project, it's your piece of work, and you want to make something that you're going to be proud of. I suppose this only applies to people that are going to do like media and art courses really, because you have to actually create something, but go and do something that you're going to be proud of at the end, and you're going to be proud to show the employers when you finish uni, not something that the lecturers that you're never going to speak to ever again are going to like. That's a big tip. I'm proud of that tip. That's a good tip. Tip 4. Start skimping/saving. This is a big thing. Make sure in third year you start the year knowing that you're graduating and you're not going to have a loan anymore, unless you go on to. I don't know if you get a loan in master's degree, but anyway, just Just start saving, start skimping, because you're not going to have your loan, and you're going to need to, if you're staying in London anyway, like me and Josh did, we didn't go home, we just stayed and lived here still, and we still do. You're going to need money because you're not going to have your loan. So just make sure you're always conscious of not buying that Chanel handbag. Be conscious of not going shopping around Selfridges and spending £1,000 of your student loan, because woo, I can. No, you can't. You need that money. You need to live off it. Tip 5, start making contacts in the industry. So this is a big thing as well. If you know what industry you want to go into, you know what field you want to go into, start making contacts, go online, send a few emails, try and get some experience. I think it'll really help you out when you finally graduate and you have to get a graduate job. Tip 6. Start looking really early for a grad job. This is one mistake I completely made. I held it off. Just, I wish I'd started early, because you're going up against every single graduate ever. And it's so competitive, loads more competitive than I ever imagined. Just really listen to me and focus when you go into that third year of uni. Focus that you need a grad job, otherwise you're going to be stuck in a job that you don't like. So go in and just picture yourself in that perfect dream job, and that'll push you to do the experience and get all the experience in your third year, even though you really can't be bothered to do it. But just do it, and you'll thank yourself later for doing so. So look for that grad job really early. Tip 7, still not know what you want to do? Just do what you enjoy. So by this I mean, in third year uni, I still didn't know what I wanted to do. Balloon. I still didn't know what I liked. I still didn't know what sort of field or job I wanted to do. So my advice to you would be, just do what you enjoy, keep going, work in a part-time job or full-time job, whatever you're doing, and you'll figure it out. Like, I'm figuring it out now. I'm kind of coming into my own. But don't worry about it too much like I did. I think I had a panic attack daily for about 4 months to 5 months, which I wish somebody had just told me it'll all be okay. Tip 8, take it all in. Overall, most importantly, take in your third year, because it's one thing that I'm so happy that I kind of taught myself, is take in your last year of uni. This is the last year you're going to be able to do what you want and not care and enjoy not having really too many responsibilities. So take it all in. Oh, I've completely forgot the most important thing, spreadsheet. I have a spreadsheet that I could not have survived uni without. It basically shows me all my incomings and all my outgoings for the month, and it shows me how, if I spend £10 a day, how it'll affect me this time next year. That might sound really sad, but it's just the best thing. Even Josh uses one now, and like, he would never have used one if it wasn't for me. It helped me so much, because when I wanted to buy that new coat for winter in first year at uni, and it was like 150 quid, and I didn't know if I could afford it. I didn't know if I could afford it. I typed it in my spreadsheet and I knew that it was fine, because it wasn't going to affect me too much the following year. So it's great. It's great when you have to pay rent as well. But yeah, thanks everybody. I hope you enjoyed my top tips. I don't know if they'll help anyone, but they helped me, and this is what I learned and wish somebody had told me. So thank you very much everybody. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. I'm off to work, so you'll have a better day than me anyway. See you later. Bye.